cutting horse was born on the open range, where ranchers would gather vast herds for branding, doctoring, and drive them up the famous trails to feed a hungry nation over 100 years ago. Some horses were better suited for separating a cow from the herd, becoming the royalty of the remuda. Ranchers would brag and bet on who had the best cutting hoss, and competitions arose. These select few were crossbred to create what we have today.
In a big round pen, the spirits are high, and every once in a while, good hoss come by. There's a loose rein, saddle on tight, sitting in the middle, make money tonight. Run like hell and turn on the dime, get yourself a hoss like mine.
Howdy folks, Kenny Emi here for the Weekend Cutter. Come join us as we take you on a trip from the practice pen to the show arena and let you listen in as top cutting horse trainers prepare their students to compete in the Western industry's most exciting equine sport. So sit back, relax, and you'll learn what it takes to become a top weekend cutter.
Take 'em on down, take 'em on down, take 'em on down like a lane. Take 'em on down, take 'em on down, take 'em on down like a lane. Then the money starts coming from everywhere around the bridge.
Wrangler Premium Performance Cowboy Cut Jeans. Comfort that works as hard as you do. 20% longer lasting denim. More comfortable waist. Premium Performance Cowboy Cut Jeans. Wrangler. Long live cowboys.
When you feed a Purina product, you're definitely going to see a difference. The work that we do here at the farm really contributes to horses overall.
No one else invests the time and energy and effort like this research farm and the horses we have here.
They're just, a spectacular animal.
Stay tuned. We're busy here and we got a lot more work to do.
See the Purina difference. Take the 60-day challenge and save on Purina feed. Sign up at purinadifference.com.
Hey folks, you're going to love this episode. Stay tuned. We're going to bring you the Red River Shootout from Texarkana, Texas. Brett Davis produced this show, and it's a really cool show where the amateurs get to compete for $1,000 added money. It's a non-approved show. That's the reason the amateurs get to compete for added money. But it was just an awesome job Brett Davis Productions put on. 3 days worth of cutting. You guys stay tuned. You're going to see a great show and a great finale of a horse that was pretty neat to watch. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Red River Shootout from Texarkana, Texas. Well, we're here with Brett Davis at the Red River Shootout in Texarkana. Brett, you've got a concept here that I think is going to take off. Tell me, where did this come from?
Well, usually these people go cut on the weekend, right, and they want to cut. They want to cut for fun.
Right.
So what I did was I thought, well, I'll give it a 2 go-around effect, but the first day's fresh cattle, right, and the top 4 out of each class advance, and then if you didn't do good enough, then you get another opportunity. But right, you got to fight your way out of the reruns.
Yep.
And like my champion there, he fought his way out of the reruns in the 15 and came back and won it, so it gives you a lot of options, and like that horse went a lot of times,
right,
but they're here to cut, so I wanted them to cut and give them opportunities. So just because you blew out the first day didn't mean you blew out the second day. You can keep cutting.
Well, I've heard from talking to everybody here and going around, I've been mingling around while it's going on, and I've heard nothing but accolades about how great the ground is, how great the pen is, how great the help, the cattle. I've had a number of people bragging about the cattle, and the fact that this is a concept that was built for the amateurs. Tell me your classes. You've got the 2000.
It starts with, the class order was we had the 50 AMs, and then I had a non-pro class. I had a 35 non-pro.
Right.
And then the 15 AM, and then the 2000 limited.
Okay, so you've got the 4 main amateur non-pro classes that we see on the weekends, that I see from coast to coast.
Right.
And so these people get to come here and they get to compete for some big prizes and big money.
Well, and that's what, when I started this and everybody says, well, it sounds like a hoot. I wanted everybody in the finals to get a prize. I wanted everybody to get a check. And people would call and say, well, it sounds like fun. The fun part to me was I looked over here and my trainers were as relaxed as they can be. They never had to worry about anything.
They never had to worry
just
about
helping
anything.
their people, and they had fun the whole time.
Tell me some of the guys that brought their clients here. I know I saw Galen Wells.
Galen brought his.
Keith DeVille,
Randy Fanning, Rick Darling, Johnny Bates. I think I'm probably missing somebody, but yeah.
Well, these guys all brought their clients.
Right.
It wasn't because they were coming and getting the cut. They were here for their clients. And these are the guys that we highlight on this show. They are the guys that, are out there to keep their clientele happy because they know they're going to keep coming back and they're going to follow you down the road.
Exactly.
That's the concept of the weekend cutter. There's a whole life of cutting outside of Fort Worth.
Well, yeah. It's got to be fun. And I told the trainers, I said, look, if y'all come, I had them in the mornings before the cut, and I had a fraternity practice. I said, bring your coats. You'll have an opportunity. So they'd get their coats worked, and then they had the rest of the day just help their people.
Man, that's awesome.
It worked out really good.
You had a couple of highlights that you had here. The costume cutting and the bridleless cutting. Those, I hear everybody saying that was the biggest hoot of the weekend.
Everybody said, well, I don't know about that. And I said, well, it's a lot of fun. We used to do this kind of stuff years ago. We used to use a lot of have fun, and now everybody worried about added money and all that instead of the fun factor.
Right.
So I said, we're going to have a bridleless, and everybody's like, what? I stuck one of my customers in it. He didn't even know it till it was his turn, and he had to go. And the costume cutting, it was hilarious. It was great. My son got up there and had his laptop, and he was the DJ, and he had music going, and it was a lot of fun.
I heard, let's see, I didn't get here until late, and what did Michelle?
Michelle Reichert won it. She was dressed as Avatar.
Avatar.
I'm talking about it. Looked great. That was good.
Well,
I had a panel. I picked a panel of people to judge the costumes. They didn't judge the cutting, and then my judge judged the cutting. So I gave 2 different prizes. So she won the costume, and Meredith Murray came in and just won the cutting.
Right. Yeah, she came in, and I think that was the little girl that I picked for today.
You did,
well,
exactly.
This is an awesome concept, and I hope that we can get this concept to take hold cross country.
I had a lot of people say, you ought to do 2 a year. We ought to get some things like this going. And it's the fun factor.
Yeah.
It's the fun factor. Like, people that they have jobs.
Right. Yeah, we've all
I do
got
this
jobs
for a living, but they want to have fun doing this. So
sure, yeah, they've got jobs during the week. They're lucky to get out a couple of times during the week to come and practice. And that's after they get off work.
That's right.
And it's usually the evenings, but the weekends are when they want to gather up the family and go have fun. So,
right.
That's what you've done. You've done a great job catering to the concept.
Thank you.
And I'm going to do all I can to help make this grow.
I appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, Brett.
Hey, we're here and we're talking a bit today on the weekend cutter. Every trainer, every amateur, every non-pro has their favorite bit hanging in their barn. And each one of us, that's the bit we go get. Well, today I'm going to talk about a bit that I go get in the tack room every time I'm working horses. And the bit I like to use is right here. It is just a medium shank, twisted wire snaffle bit. And I like this bit. I can take my young horses from snaffles into this bridle, get them collected, head-setted where I need to have them. I can take my old horses that have been maybe in a big heavy bridle, bring them back down to this where they're not scared, get my flexion and my collection that I need out of it. And so when I'm looking for a bit in the tack room to put on any different horse, this is the one that I enjoy using the most. I even will take this on my young 3-year-olds sometimes, and I will even show them in this because they stay relaxed and they're not worried about it. Okay, this one right here is made by Ray Mayhew out of Pennsylvania. Ray makes some really good bridles, has made bridles for me for 10 years now, 20 years, long time. And that's my favorite in my tack room. That's talking a bit on the Weekend Cutter. I'm Ted Sokol. Thanks for joining us here on the Weekend Cutter.
This is a youth group from the Florida Cutting Horse Association. Weekend Cutter will be right back.
This is Martin Chestnut. we insured our first horse with Roger Peters Livestock Insurers over 30 years ago.
And that's where the friendship began.
We'll always call Roger Peters to insure our horses.
For peace of mind, you should too.
Smart and slick. According to Ecostat, 205 shows, 203 checks. Come get you a Smart and Slick. Smart and Slick's 2012 breeding fee is just $900.
Hey, this is Colt Moore. Welcome back to the Weekend Cutter.
We're gonna visit here about the runs going on. You got Kathy Perez coming up. Kathy's one of Keith DeVille's clients from Covington, Louisiana.
Right.
I think she won she was your 50,000 amateur winner, and here she is coming up through the herd. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this cut?
Okay. She's coming up through there right now, and these are rerun cows because they're the cows from the finals, but she's stepping up in there and making a nice clean cut right there. Gets her hand down, going to show her horse. So she's in good position right now, controlling that cow. She's, not getting a lot accomplished right there, but just, doing her job. She fended that cow off. Really good right there. Quick, clean.
She's been cutting for about 8 years. I think her and her husband are in the eye surgery business. They're in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
And let's let her cut this cow. I think you know a little bit about this horse, Wayne Wilson, this 8-year-old gelding.
Yeah, I had a client owned him at one time. I had him and even showed him for him a little bit. She made a great cut right here. Stepped up in there. I thought she had that cow cut clean. That white cow came back in the picture. Really not a big deduction right there, but it does take away from the cut a little bit. She gets the cut in the middle of the pen. But just a little bit short going back to her left right there, and she got her horse stuck over there. She's still just a tick short. Good job of Keith right there catching that cow up to her, kind of get her even again. Like I said, these are rerun cows because they came back from the finals, but this is a shootout. But quit that cow clean and doing a good job.
I talked to Keith. He said she practices once or twice a week.
Oh, yeah, she did a great job right there. She's showing you right there she's trying to win something, chipping that cow. And I chipped a great cow. Well, tagging it on, right? And she's getting all the money right there at the end of the run. That was a really good way to finish.
Well, I tell
did
you what.
extremely well in the go-around. She marked 75 on Friday. I think 2 different classes. She did great.
Well, she's sure a good client of Keith's down there. I know he enjoys it. This next fella is one of Galen Wells' clients, David House from up in Tulsa.
Yep. David, he came in, had a little tough luck on Friday in the fresh cattle. We come back in the reruns on Saturday. Did an awful nice job showing this cat Sandy Lena, and he's a confident cutter. I've helped him before at other cuttings, and he generally, you tell him what cow to cut, he'll slide in there and try to get his job done.
He's only been cutting for about 2 years.
Isn't that something? He does a great job. He's very, very coachable. I watched Galen coach him, and he's a real coachable person, especially coming through there cutting those cows. They've got him on a cow right there. You can tell he's going to try to cut that white cow, and he does a great job of doing it. He just works that cow right up there. That's a plus cut right there. You got to like that. Could have been up just a little bit further because he gets caught back there by that herd, which now he's going to have to play a little defense. But it's kind of little, everything's a little tight right back in there by that herd, but he's doing a good job. He's kind of keeping that cow fought off. And, they kind of just slowing down just a tick, but not bad.
Cow livened up for him right there at the end.
Yeah, it did, right there at the end of that.
I think that's a 13-year-old mare.
Is it really?
Yep.
He came up there and he got that extra 10 feet he needed to get out of that herd den where this mare could get a little room, move around a little bit. Looking a lot better right now, getting where he can get around a little bit. You see him, he flies by that clock up there. You can see 30 on that clock, so he had a lot of time right there. Probably at a point where he'd like to try to get off this cow. Things are kind of slowing down a little bit, and the cow's just not going to let him off. It just keeps trickling around, just devaluing his run a little bit, which is, it's just a tough thing as a cutter. You just have to deal with that. And he ended up trying to have to stay till the whistle, but he just kind of slowed down a little bit, He did good, though. That was a lot of working time.
A lot of working time. That cow never gave him a spot to get off.
No, just wouldn't give it to him.
But I tell you what, David's in the oil field business up there in Tulsa, so he's used to pressure.
That's right. He ain't worried. That's right.
Hi, we're the Reicherts. I'm Gary.
I'm Michelle.
We're a non-pros from Indiana, and we'd like to tell you that the Weekend Cutter will be right back after these messages.
I'm Ashley Reese from Texarkana, Texas, and this is Baldface Julie. Welcome back to the Weekend Cutter.
This is Dr. Larry Linsky, Vet Tips on the Weekend Cutter. Talk a little bit this week about getting your mares ready for breeding season. Here it is with fall approaching again, and it's time to think about getting these mares under lights if you're going to breed these mares early in the year. If your goal is to try to start February 1st, which is when most people begin breeding season, it's time to get those mares under lights by December 1st or so. Along with that, you need to address needs nutritionally if those mares, address their body condition, needed to have any dental work done. All those things need to be taken care of. It's a good time of year to address those needs. Vaccinations, particularly if you're going to farms, breeding farms, or off premises. On the older mares or problem mares that you may have a history of some problems with, be a good time to culture and biopsy those mares and see where you need to be as far as treatments to try to take care of those problems. On the pregnant mares, I can't emphasize enough, if there's any doubt on those mares, if they're pregnant, palpate them. Make sure they're pregnant so you won't be sitting there till April of next year thinking you've got a pregnant mare. Those mares need to have their rhino shots at 5, 7, and 9 months. It's a fairly routine procedure and sure one that's important to take care of. Also, along the vaccinations, those mares, the pregnant mares at about 10 months need to have their yearly vaccination or their pre-foaling vaccinations. At that same time, those mares, if they've had a Caslix procedure or they've been sutured, it's a good time to get those mares opened. Again, address nutritional needs for those pregnant mares. The nutritional needs certainly increase that last trimester. Again, this is Dr. Larry Linsky with Vet Tips on the Weekend Cutter.
Well, this next gentleman right here, Wade Smith, he just kind of come in there with this little appy and showed us all how it was done.
I tell you what, he did. I tell you what, on Friday he qualified in one fresh cattle classes in the 2, marked 75. Come back on Saturday in the 15, marked 75, and then coming into the finals, I was talking him up. He won both the 15 and the 2, and this is a shootout. He had 2 shots in the shootout. He's going to come in here and show his little horse now. He's real cautious. He sneaks up on those cuts. He does a real nice job for somebody stealing 2,000 riders. But he's just real patient. Got his cow cut clean. His little horse really tries to be a little show horse. He keeps his ears perked up there, and he gets a lot of nose to nose now. He's whacking around. Wade's got quite a cheering section there too.
Oh my goodness, he had him a fan club that day.
Quite a fan club there.
You know, this app is really bred well for the Appaloosa and goes back in some maternal signs all back to Doc's Hickory, just well bred.
Right there, what a clean cut. I mean, he's trying to win it all right there. Gets his hand down, and this little horse is just cute as he can be. Now he is doing a little dookie-joo in the middle and getting around now. People are liking him. He's looks just confident, comfortable right there, sending him out there. He's a real controlled run. That's nice right there. Right now, what he needs to do is just finish the run. The clock over there with 25 seconds. So he just needs to. All he needs to do right here is just finish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's patient. Last cow walks up, gets centered up, and just puts his hand down. That's really good. He's going to finish you with a little nose to nose, and it just a little head-to-head action. It worked out real good. If you're a judge, you're sitting there thinking, well, I tell you what, he just went and showed him what he had.
Yeah, he did. I mean, lit the house up, that little Appaloosa.
That was good. He had 2 shots in the shootout. That was his first, and I don't believe he needed his second one.
I don't see how this could miss. This is a success in my book, anywhere you want to do it from coast to coast.
All right, thanks, Kenny.
Thank you.
All right, Wade, that was, you got to get in the shootout by winning. He actually won 2 classes. You won the 15 am and the 2,000 rider, which gave you 2 shots in the shootout, but you did it in 1 shot. What did you think about when you had your odds?
I tell you what, I felt pretty good about the way the horse has been working. I was just worried about, the 3rd trip, and I was hoping I didn't need a 4th, but the cattle were great, and the dirt was good, and I was just very fortunate in what the cattle I was able to cut.
Well, I tell you, horse has been awesome. He was awesome yesterday and awesome again today. I mean, you told me on your way by, you said, hope I don't have to spur him down there because he's not wanting to go down there again, but he was awesome.
Yes, he gets a little hesitant about going in, but the 3rd time in a row and this morning, and once we got in front of a cow, it just felt pretty magical. I really felt pretty good about that first cow, and I was thinking, God, I wish it was over right now. But
so what did you think about my tournament style? Well, if you didn't do good the first day, you got a chance to show again the second day. Did you qualify both times yesterday?
No, I qualified in the 2,000 on Friday. And then I came back and I qualified in the 15 yesterday.
Right. So.
And I thought it was fantastic. My son and I, we came out, and his mare got sore, but I was hoping he and I both would get to be in the finals.
Well, when you called, you said we need to make some runs, so you got some runs.
Yes, we did. This was a great tournament. I mean, the weather's been great, the arena's great, and your sponsors are great, and I've really enjoyed it.
Well, I thank you, and I appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Hey folks, that's our show for this week. Hope you really enjoyed watching the Red River Shootout. Brett Davis did an awesome job producing this show and kind of helped spotlight and highlight the amateurs in our sport. Very seldom do they get to cut for $1,000 added money and shoot out for a big time saddle. So be sure and come cut up with us a little bit next week on the Weekend Cutter. Children's Advocacy Center, helping those that need our help the most. Charity Foundation, on-site support services for cancer patients. NCHA Radio, anytime, anywhere. Top country music and cutting horse news with Tom Holt. National Cutting Horse Association, promoting the sport of cutting since 1946. Quarter Horse News. Subscribe today for all your up-to-date performance horse news. Wayne Hodges Trailer Sales, taking care of performance horse folks for over 35 years. Meridian Equine Center, a full-service reproductive facility, proudly standing smart and slick. Equine Sports Medicine and Surgery, because your horse matters. Contact one of these fine trainers to see success in the cutting pen sooner than most.
Every once in a while, something special come along here, make you smile. In a big round pen, the spirits are high, and every once in a while, good horse come by. It's a loose rein, saddle on tight, sitting in the middle, make money tonight, running like hell and turn on the dime.
Visit theweekendcutter.com's merchandise page for all your shirts, caps, t-shirts, decals, anything you need to look like you watch The Weekend Cutter. Be sure and go to The Weekend Cutter's Facebook page and like us.